Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. 41/40 The tension at Forrester Creations had been growing for weeks, like a storm cloud looming over the glossy yet competitive world of Los Angeles fashion. Brooke Logan Forrester, the unrivaled symbol of passion and tenacity, had always assumed her place in the family and in the industry was uncontested. But recently, fractures appeared in the basis of her confidence, and they all seemed to point to her younger sister, Katie Logan Spencer. What began as a simple argument about business names quickly escalated into something far more personal, a sisterly schism that threatened to rip the Logan family apart once more. It was a cool Monday morning in April, and the California sun shone through the large windows of the Forrester showroom, creating long shadows across the spotless flooring. Katie came early, her heels tapping firmly against the marble. She had a sleek portfolio under her arm, full with sketches and fabric samples for her new business, Logan Fashion House. Bill Spencer had surprised her with the opportunity as a sign of their renewed dedication, a new beginning free from the Forrester shadow. Katie had put her heart and her into it, determined to show that she could stand on her own, not only as Brooke's sister or Bill's wife, but as a visionary in her own right. Brooke was already there, pacing near the design table, where Ridge Forrester's current collection was displayed in gorgeous chaos. Her blonde hair cascaded in flawless waves, and her designer blouse fitted her shape with the assurance of someone who has appeared on innumerable magazine covers. She recognized Katie immediately and straightened, her countenance a mix of anxiety and barely concealed annoyance. "Katie, what are you doing here so early? I thought we agreed to talk later about this idea of yours." Katie laid her portfolio down with a purposeful thud, meeting her sister's eyes squarely. "It's not just an idea, Brooke. It's happening. Logan Fashion House launches this week, and I wanted to show you the final lineup before the previews. I thought maybe for once you could be supportive." Brooke's chuckle was light, but contemptuous. She folded her arms and leaned on the table. "Supportive? Katie, honey, using the Logan name for your little startup? It's like you're trying to carve out a piece of what we've built here at Forrester. The Logan name means something. It's tied to our history, to my designs, to the legacy Ridge and I have created. You can't just slap it on a new company and expect everyone to forget where it really belongs." Katie felt the familiar sting of resentment rising up. For decades, she had been living in Brooke's shadow. Brooke, the daring and attractive woman who had captivated Bill's heart more than once. Katie had survived betrayals, heartbreaks, and even her own health problems, all while living with a transplanted heart that reminded her of her vulnerability on a daily basis. But she had rebuilt her life, found strength in motherhood with Will, and now, with Bill back by her side, she refused to shrink anymore. "The Logan name belongs to all of us, Brooke," Katie said, her voice firm but strained with rage. "Donna, me, you, we're all Logans. Storm was our brother, and his memory deserves better than this territorial nonsense. This isn't about stealing from you. It's about me finally stepping out and creating something independent. Why does that threaten you so much?" Brooke's eyes flashed with that signature passion that had defined her life. She moved closer, her perfume, a special blend of jasmine and vanilla, floating between them. "Threaten me? Please." "I'm not threatened, Katie. I'm disappointed. You've always had a habit of following in my footsteps. First with Bill, now with fashion. It's like you can't find your own path without borrowing mine. And let's not forget how this affects the family. Hope is torn, RJ is caught in the middle with the Forrester side. Do you really want to divide us further?" Their children hit a nerve. Brooke's kid with Ridge, RJ Forrester, had expressed his commitment to the family business, while Katie's son, Will Spencer, was ready to assist his mother's new venture. The boys had already exchanged harsh words at a recent gathering, and their shoving match was barely stopped by cooler heads. Katie's resolve strengthened as she remembered Will's beaming eyes when he mentioned helping with the launch. "Divide us? You've been doing the dividing for years," Katie responded, her tone increasing. Brooke recoiled slightly, her perfectly manicured hand pressing to her chest in mock surprise. "Every time you swoop in with your drama, affairs, your destiny with Ridge. The world doesn't stop spinning when Brooke Logan wants something. That's not fair. I've fought for this family. I've sacrificed. Katie demanded, her voice rising. She spread her arms and made a wide gesture, as if she were embracing the entire room, the entire Forrester empire. You've sacrificed what, exactly? You've had it all. Multiple marriages, children who adore you, a career that skyrocketed because of your boldness. Meanwhile, I've been picking up the pieces. When Bill left me for you, I didn't crumble. When my heart failed, I fought back. Now, when I finally have a chance to build something meaningful with the man I love, you want to claim ownership over my name. Over my dream? The argument escalated when other staff members began to filth. Brooke's daughter, Hope Logan, came just in time to witness the finish, her face paling at the sight of her mother and Aunt involved in a fight. Mom, Aunt Katie, please. This isn't helping anyone. However, Katie was not finished. She pivoted slightly to include Hope in the moment without losing momentum. No, Hope, it needs to be said. Brooke, you've spent your life believing the universe orbits around your desires. Your destiny, with Ridge, justified everything, hurting Stephanie, alienating Taylor, even straining things with me and Donna. I stood by you through it all, the good and the bad, but I'm not standing in your shadow anymore. Logan Fashion House isn't a threat to Forrester. It's my chance to shine. And if you can't see that, if you keep making this about you, she opened her mouth to respond, but words appeared to escape her for a brief moment. During that pause, unspoken memories flooded the room. The sisters as young women in their modest home, dreaming of bigger things, Brooke's first runway success, which catapulted the family name, Katie's quiet support during Brooke's countless heartbreaks, and the shared laughter and tears over Bill Spencer, the man who had entangled their lives like a complicated knot. Ridge Forrester entered, his tall figure grabbing attention as usual. He had been in a meeting with Eric to discuss the latest collection, but the rising voices drew him like a magnet. What's going on here? Logan women causing a scene again. His tone was light, as if to diffuse the situation, but his gaze lingered on Brooke with protective concern. Katie looked at him, her expression softening only slightly. Ridge had been a constant in Brooke's life, anchoring her through the storms, but Katie was also aware of his role in the undercurrents. Rumors circulated that he and Brooke had been planning measures to disrupt the Logan launch, possibly by sowing mistrust among customers or releasing subtle complaints. This is between me and my sister, Ridge. Unless you're here to admit that Forrester isn't the only game in town. Ridge raised an eyebrow and slung an arm around Brooke's waist. Katie, we respect ambition, but the name Logan carries weight because of what Brooke has built. Eric sees potential in collaboration, not competition. Collaboration? Katie scoffed, flipping open her portfolio to reveal bold, modern designs, clean lines with a fresh, accessible elegance that contrasted with Forrester's opulent flair. These are mine. Inspired by our family, yes, but created with my vision. Bill believes in me. Will believes in me. Why can't you? The topic changed when Donna Logan came, ever the peacemaker, her warm smile striving to bridge the difference. Girls, come on. We're family. Katie, your designs look stunning. Brooke, maybe we can find a way to support both houses. Remember when we used to dream together? But the harm remained. Brooke backed away from Ridge, marching toward Katie with hurt and contempt. You think I don't want you to succeed? I do, Katie. But not at the expense of what we've all worked for. If this launch hurts Forrester, if it confuses our clients or dilutes the brand, I won't stand by silently. Katie closed the portfolio by snapping. And there it is again. Your world, your rules. I'm blasting the truth here. Brooke, stop centering everything on yourself. I've loved you, supported you, even forgiven you for things that would break most sisters. But this is my line in the sand. Logan Fashion House is launching, and if you can't celebrate that with me, then stay out of it. The world is big enough for both of us, if you can finally see beyond your own reflection. The room went silent. Hope approached her aunt and placed a soft hand on her arm. Aunt Katie, I get it. You've been through so much. Mom, Maybe we all need time to process. Brooke's eyes welled up with unshed tears, not from weakness, but from the depth of her feelings. She had always been the fighter, charging on with destiny on her side. But Katie's remarks cut deep, echoing years of buried anger. The romance with Bill, the custody battles, the way Katie discreetly reared while Brooke pursued her passion. Was there truth to the accusation? Did Brooke Logan sometimes forget that everyone had their own orbit? As the morning progressed, the confrontation spread. RJ and Will caught paths in the corridor, their previous shoving match reigniting in heated remarks. "Your mom's trying to steal our thunder," RJ mumbled, his devotion to Forrester burning fiercely. Will responded, "She's building her own. Maybe you should worry less about us and more about your own designs." Ivy Forrester, ever the schemer in the background, observed from afar with Daphne, who encouraged honesty in a different thread of drama involving controlled relationships and suppressed truths. However, the coarse storm persisted between the sisters. Katie and Bill met later that afternoon at Spencer Publications, a sleek high-rise with a view of the city. Bill, with his strong presence and silver-streaked hair, drew her into an embrace. Heard it got heated with Brooke. "Are you okay, Katie?" she asked, leaning into his strength. "I said what needed to be said. For years, I've let her shine while I faded into the background. No more. Logan House is ours, yours and mine, for our family." Bill smiled, his predatory grin melting into genuine compassion. "That's my Katie. Bold when it counts. If Brooke wants a war, we'll give her one. But I suspect she'll come around. She always does." Back at Forrester, Brooke confided in Ridge during a quiet lunch in the executive suite. "She thinks the world revolves around me? Ridge, am I really that selfish? I've only ever wanted what's best for the family." Ridge cradled her face, his voice gravelly with confidence. "You're passionate, Logan. That's what I love about you." Katie's hurting, lashing out. "But we'll navigate this." Forrester and Logan, maybe it's time they coexisted, not clashed. But doubt lingered in Brooke's gaze. She replayed Katie's blast in her head, the allegation of self-centeredness, the recall of previous betrayals. It prompted a rare moment of introspection. Brooke has endured scandals, diseases, and lost loves. But is she losing her sister's respect? That went deeper than any runway flop. As dusk arrived, the Logan sisters found themselves alone in the showroom, the golden hour light filling the area with warmth. Katie had stayed to get her belongings, and Brooke waited, unable to let the day end so bitterly. "Katie," Brooke whispered gently, taking timid steps. "I heard you, loud and clear. Maybe I've been too wrapped up in my own narrative. The name Logan, it's ours. All of ours. If your designs are as good as they look, then prove me wrong. Launch it. But don't shut me out completely. We're sisters." Katie searched her face, seeing the vulnerability beneath the bold exterior. "I don't want to shut you. I want you to see me as an equal, not as the little sister who needs saving. Someone who deserves her own spotlight without apology." They stood there, the weight of history between them, shared childhoods, conflicts over men, friendships forged in fire. There was no conclusion in lofty words, but a delicate understanding flashed. Brooke nodded slowly. "The world does not revolve around me, but it does include you. Let us try to make room for both." Katie offered a little smile, the first real one of the day. "That's all I'm asking." But when they parted, the undercurrents persisted. Rumors of sabotage, fake leaks, buyer pressure, predicted greater confrontation. Will and RJ's feud persisted, threatening workplace brawls. Donna prayed for unity, while hope mediated between loyalties. Katie's explosion had permanently altered the dynamic. She would no longer suffer in silence. She had spoken her truth, and in the daring, beautiful world of fashion and family, it rang truer than any design. Days would pass with collections clashing, hearts challenged, and alliances tested again. Brooke might devise a strategy to protect her kingdom, using Ridge's cunning and Eric's wisdom. Katie, reinforced by Bill's wealth and her own fortitude, would go on with unique items that embodied modern elegance, flowing silhouettes, sustainable fabrics, and in homage to Logan heritage without copying. The boys' disagreement intensified one afternoon in the design office, resulting in a shoving contest over fabric swatches that nearly got violent before security interfered. "Your mom's riding on our coattails," RJ exclaimed. Will responded, "She's forging her own path, something you wouldn't understand." Daphne, enmeshed in her own web with Ivy, demanded truths be revealed, adding layers to the emotional drama. Melissa struggled with shame over secret facts that could influence loyalty. Katie's remarks lingered throughout, serving as a challenge. Brooke found herself contemplating late at night, painting alone, and wondering whether her bravery had blinded her to the needs of others. She stopped by Katie's improvised workspace at Spencer and extended a tentative olive branch, a shared fabric supplier contact with no strings attached. "You're right," Brooke said quietly one evening. "I've centered myself too much. But loving fiercely is all I know. Let me try to love you as an equal now." Katie embraced the gesture hesitantly, her heart both literal and emotional, guarded but hopeful. "Prove it, Brooke. Not with words, but with actions. The world is vast. There's room for 2 Logan houses if we choose sisterhood over rivalry." The Logan Fashion House opening was met with applause and whispers. Models strutted in Katie's ensembles, which blended bright hues with soothing neutrals to evoke strength and femininity. Bill smiled from the front row, while Will cheered enthusiastically. Across town, Brooke watched a live stream with her hand in ridges, a mixture of pride and unease simmering. Critics appreciated the new perspective, while Forrester supporters questioned the overlap. Sales increased for both, illustrating Katie's point. The industry could support multiple perspectives. However, the piece proved to be just brief. A leaked letter alleged Forrester influence, escalating tensions. Katie confronted Brooke again, this time armed with evidence. "Is this how you support your family?" "By undermining." Brooke first denied any involvement, but fractures showed. Ridge's protective impulses had resulted in subtle moves, which he now regretted under examination. Apologies poured, tinged with the Logan's signature theatrics. Finally, Katie's blast proved to be a watershed moment. Brooke began to mature, infusing humility into her larger-than-life character. She cooperated on a charity show that combined Forrester glamour with Logan accessibility. Katie prospered, gaining confidence as she combined marriage, parenthood, and a profession. The sisters, previously separated by the shadows of the past, discovered a new rhythm. Conversations grew deeper, laughing returned, and the world, vast and centered on no single star, made room for both. Katie's stand meant that no one voice drowned out the others in their life, which were brave and beautiful. Family persevered, flawed and ferocious, as it always has. Katie Logan has always tried to keep things calm, but on Monday, April 13th, emotions erupted in unexpected ways. Tensions between the Logan sisters have been silently developing until Katie confronts Brooke with a devastating reality she can no longer keep hidden. What begins as a disagreement suddenly turns into a full-fledged argument, leaving both ladies terrified and prompting them to reconsider their relationship. Brooke, used to being the center of attention in both her personal and professional lives, is taken aback by Katie's harsh charge. Katie does not hold back, chastising her sister for constantly presuming that her feelings, concerns, and perspective are more important than anybody else's. The comments hit Brooke hard, especially since she knows they may be true. Nonetheless, she refuses to back down, defending her conduct and claiming that everything she's done has been motivated by love and concern for their family. Meanwhile, many around them begin to feel the repercussions of the sisters' heated confrontation. Logan's solidarity, which was once unbreakable, begins to shatter as hidden resentments and unsaid disappointments surface. Katie's irritability derives from years of feeling overshadowed, of ignoring her own needs while Brooke's troubles took center stage. Now she's finally demanding to be heard, even if it means jeopardizing their relationship. Brooke, on the other hand, struggles with the knowledge that her intentions may have been misinterpreted, or, worse, that she has been unaware of how her actions have affected people closest to her. As the debate progresses, emotions rise, and neither sister wants to be the first to apologize. The sorrow between them is acute, and the risk of long-term damage looms enormous. As the dust settles, both ladies are left wondering where they proceed from here. Can their sisterly bond withstand such a harsh confrontation, or has too much been revealed to properly go forward? One thing is certain, this is more than just a disagreement, and the impact will have far-reaching consequences. With relationships on the line and emotions still running high, viewers won't want to miss what happens next as the Logan family experiences one of its most dramatic turning points yet.